Quick update, just picked up the Barra 1,000 horsepower build. Came out to Michigan. Dominator Motorsports is who I bought it from. But yeah, this is the project. Bought it from the same guy who gave Adam LZ his Barra, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, I'm excited for the build and I can't wait to start. So, previous clip that you guys just saw was 4 days ago? 5 days ago? I don't remember.
What date did you pick it up?
I think I picked it up last weekend. Because my
Saturday.
birthday was...
You picked it up on Saturday.
Okay, well, so it was a week ago. So the clip you last saw was a week ago. This is the first time I'm getting to even touch this, so I'm kind of excited. This is the 1,000 horsepower Barra build, basically. This is what it's starting at. It's starting as an NAFG Barra rear sump, so I can make all the modifications to the Mustang as I need. And basically today I'm just gonna not tear it apart, but just check how and see how it is on the inside. Take the valve cover off, maybe take the heads off, or the head. Been working on an LS so much, I thought there was 2 heads on it. Take the head off of it, and intake manifold. Just strip it down to bare block, pretty much. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Maybe next time you see it, I'll have the valve cover off, and we'll see what it looks like on the inside. Okay, so everything's loose. Oh, this is weird. Normally you lift up, not out and up. Not bad for 150,000 miles. Well, that's what Dominic said at Dominator Motorsports, which is where I got this engine and where Adam LZ got his engine. And a lot of people get their Barras from him. But it's so strange seeing Ford on this dual overhead cam inline 6. I'm used to seeing like Japanese markings or something like that, because we've got a 2J back there, and I've seen some RBs. But wow, this is, it's clean. It's just, I don't even know what to say. It's cool. I'm happy to start this build. One thing I do see is there's a little nick taken out of one of these cams. I didn't know if I was going to get new cams or not, but I guess now I am. So I guess this is going to get upgraded cams. What's cool about the Barras is they have cam girdles, so there's no slop in the cam, there's no vibration really. All the harmonics are pretty safe. This is gonna spin to probably around 8 grand. That's probably where I'll cap it. Anything higher than that, you gotta do a whole bunch of things to the rocker arms and the lifters. But if you spin it up to 8 grand and 1,000 horsepower, you can keep stock lifters, stock rocker arms. Obviously, you gotta get new valve springs. And I think, honestly, I'm gonna wait to build this, obviously, because it's gonna be expensive. It's gonna be like a $10,000 just block build, plus management for the ECU, and I don't even want to talk about it. It gives me anxiety. But I'm gonna see how Adam LZ's does. I don't know if any of you don't know who that is. He has a Barra that he bought from the same guy, as I said before, and he's building his for 1,200 horsepower, and his is going to be a drag car, so his is going to get pretty beat to shit. I plan to just cruise around 5 to 700, and then just, I want 1,000 because I want 1,000, but most of the time I'll be cruising on around 700 to 5 to 700, and yeah, so I'm gonna see how his survives, and if it goes well, I think I'm just gonna copy his build, because I mean, it's the best. It'll be the best thing for me. But short rundown of what I'll do. I'm probably gonna go with a Plasman intake. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the exhaust manifold, but I'll go with a Garrett turbo. I don't know what size yet. I've got to talk to them about it. Dominic talked to me about going with a mechanical fuel pump, just because to support 1,000 horsepower on E85, you're going to be dumping a shit ton of fuel in this engine, so you're going to need massive fuel pumps. So I'll probably go with a tiny fuel pump to prime the system, and then a mechanical fuel pump to run the whole 9 yards. I'm also talking to Dominic again. I mean, he's a super knowledgeable guy. If you guys want to get a Barra, I recommend Dominator Motorsports. That's his company name. But he said that people make a block-off plate for this, and I'll probably run a electric water pump, because it'll flow many more gallons than I need. I'm gonna have to get an aftermarket damper. So another thing I'm gonna have to do is grout the block, which, if you guys don't know what that means, it means I'm going to have to fill from the bottom of the block to about here with concrete. And that is for a lot of drag cars use that. A lot of drag cars with high horsepower, like 3,000 to 5,000, grout the whole block, don't run any coolant because they're only running for 3 seconds, 3 seconds at a time. So, but I'll be street driving it. It won't affect any of the cooling. It'll remove a little bit of the fluid from the whole system, but with the radiator and the bigger radiator that I have, and running a remote fuel pump, I should gain that fluid back. But that is for the harmonics, because at 1,000 horsepower, you're running 8,000 RPM. This engine could shake itself apart basically. So you put that grout in there to take up some of the vibration, and we're gonna have to get a new damper, aftermarket damper, billet oil pump, which is inside here. A little sneak peek of what this is probably gonna look like. This valve cover, and this front plate are gonna be powder coated in the same blue as the Mustang is, and then wherever that I don't know where it went, but the coil pack cover is going to be carbon fiber. So
That might be outside.
yeah, I don't know. I think it is outside. Yeah, it's sitting outside. But coil pack cover goes over this whole thing. This will all be carbon fiber, and I mean, aftermarket rods, aftermarket pistons, aftermarket cams. I mean, anything else, I don't even want, as I said, I don't want to talk about it. It's a long ways away because it's expensive, but you gotta start somewhere. So I'm gonna tear this apart a little more. Maybe we'll do some time lapse in between there, and keep digging into it. I mean, it looks pretty good for 150,000 miles. My LS was just coated in oil, and I mean, the outside of this is pretty clean. Inside's pretty clean. It's a normal, looks like normal wear and tear, besides this one. I don't know, something must have happened, something must have got in between. Oh, excuse me. Something must have gotten between the cam and the rocker arm, because there's a big dent in it. We'll show you guys after we get the cams out or something. But yeah, I'm gonna continue to tear this apart. So we got I got the exhaust manifold off, and it's like two pieces. It's like I've never seen this design anywhere, but it kind of just slides into each other. I almost dropped it on my foot, and yeah, it's got like a donut gasket in there, but I mean, it doesn't matter because we're not going to use it. But this side of the engine's pretty much stripped down. Yeah, so everything's off. You can see the exhaust ports. I mean, there's obviously carbon buildup, but it's nothing crazy. Cylinder 6 seems to be a little more than all the other ones, so maybe the rings were a little bad. But all in all, it's still looking like a great engine. So I'm gonna whip this around so you guys can see that side, and I'm gonna get to work on the intake manifold. And we're gonna time lapse that. So here goes nothing. Okay, so everything's torn off the engine. Well, all the big stuff. Intake's off, exhaust manifold's off. I mean, it looks pretty clean. Obviously, there's a bunch of gunk because they do, they recirculate the frickin', what is that called again?
PCV?
Yeah, they do the PCV. That's what they do. Which is stupid, but I know, emissions and everything, but if you guys don't know what a PCV is, it takes all the, I'm going to call it blow-by, but basically it's oil vapors from the head, routes it back into the exhaust or the intake manifold, so it then burns it up again. So that's why if you ever take a newer engine apart and you see oil in the intake, it's nothing to worry about. It's just, that's kind of how they do it now, which sucks. But on a high performance build, you don't do that. You go to a catch can, like in the Mustang and the Subaru and stuff like that. But I think we're gonna close the video out here. Next video is gonna be taking off the oil pan, looking at the rotating assembly, seeing how well that is. Because I don't think, sadly, I'm not gonna be able to build this for a while because, as I said before, it's kind of expensive. So I don't know if I'm going to take the head off quite yet, so everything stays clean on the inside. But I'm going to take the oil pan off and just check how it is underneath. So until then, adios.